Hey there, future graduates. Abhishek Dakal here, and I know what you're thinking. Did someone say thesis? Because if so, I need a nap. Listen, I get it, that looming deadline, the stacks of research, the pressure to synthesize it all into one magnificent paper. It can feel like trying to climb Mount Everest with a spoon. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be that way? What if you could actually, dare I say, or at least, not completely dread the process? That's what we're talking about today. 5 killer techniques to finish your thesis fast and maybe even learn something along the way. We're talking time management, goal setting, research hacks, and most importantly, how to stay motivated when the self-doubt creeps in. Because trust me, it happens to the best of us. So grab your coffee, find a comfy spot, preferably not the one you usually fall asleep in while researching, and let's transform that thesis from a monstrous chore into a manageable masterpiece. First things first, treat your thesis like a part-time job, one that, thankfully, you're incredibly overqualified for. I'm talking about setting a schedule and sticking to it. Don't just say, I'll work on it this week. Block out specific time slots in your calendar. 2 hours on Monday morning for research, Wednesday afternoon for drafting, Sunday evening for revisions. You get the idea. And here's the thing about schedules. They only work if you actually follow them. So find a system that works for you. Maybe it's setting reminders on your phone, maybe it's bribing yourself with coffee breaks, or maybe it's the good old-fashioned fear of disappointing yourself. Hey, we all need a little motivation. Now, I know what you're thinking. But John, I'm a night owl. I do my best thinking at 2 a.m. when the world is quiet. And the only company I have is the existential dread of my unfinished thesis. That's cool. Embrace your inner nocturnal scholar. The point is, find your peak productivity time and guard it with your life, or at least with a very stern do not disturb sign. Remember, consistency is key here. Even if you can only spare an hour a day, that's an hour more than you had yesterday, and those hours, they add up. Okay, so we've got our schedule sorted, but let's be real. Staring at a blank document with the word thesis mockingly blinking at you from the top of the page, not exactly inspiring, is it? That's where the magic of small goals comes in. Instead of thinking about the entire thesis as this insurmountable mountain of work, break it down into smaller, more manageable chunks. Think of it like eating an elephant. You wouldn't try to swallow the whole thing in one go. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. You'd take one bite at a time. Maybe today's goal is to write 250 words. Tomorrow you'll tackle a paragraph of your literature review. The next day you'll reward yourself by focusing on a section you're actually excited about. And here's the best part. Every time you check off one of those small goals, you get this little burst of dopamine, this feeling of accomplishment that keeps you motivated to keep going, because progress, my friends, is addictive. And before you know it, all those small bites will have added up to a whole metaphorical elephant. Chapter 3. Writer's block, don't fight it, outsmart it. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, writer's block. That dreaded feeling when your brain turns into a barren wasteland, devoid of any original thought or coherent sentence structure. It happens to the best of us, but instead of letting it paralyze you, let's reframe it. Writer's block isn't a sign of failure, it's just a sign that your brain needs a break. So give it one. Step away from the computer, go for a walk, listen to music, do something, anything that doesn't involve staring at that blinking cursor. Sometimes the best way to get the creative juices flowing again is to just start writing. Don't worry about grammar, punctuation, or even making sense. Just free write whatever comes to mind. Even if it's, I'm so sick of this thesis, I could scream. Another trick, talk it out. Find a friend, family member, or even your pet goldfish. They're surprisingly good listeners. And explain your ideas out loud. You'd be surprised how much clarity you can gain from simply verbalizing your thoughts. The point is, don't let writer's block control you. Acknowledge it, give yourself a break, and then come back to your work with fresh eyes and a renewed sense of purpose. Chapter 4. Research like a pro without losing your mind. Research. The lifeblood of any good thesis, but also a potential black hole of procrastination and disorganization. But fear not, my friends, for I come bearing tools to tame the research beast. First up, citation management software. These magical programs, think Zotero, EndNote, Mendeley, are like personal librarians for your thesis. They store your sources, generate citations, and even organize them into folders. No more frantically searching through stacks of papers or trying to decipher your own handwriting in the margins. With citation management software, you can access your sources with a few clicks and ensure your bibliography is flawless. Next, master the art of efficient searching. Use keywords, Boolean operators like and or, and database filters to narrow down your results and find the most relevant information. And remember, Google Scholar is your friend, but don't be afraid to venture beyond its familiar embrace. Explore specialized databases in your field, browse academic journals, and even check out library catalogs for hidden gems. Chapter 5. Feedback is your friend, even when it's tough love. Okay, you've been working hard, you're making progress, but it's easy to start feeling isolated in the thesis trenches. That's why it's crucial to seek feedback along the way. Your advisor is your guide in this journey, so schedule regular meetings to discuss your progress, get their insights, and make sure you're on the right track. Don't be afraid to share your work with peers too. Join a writing group, exchange drafts with classmates, or even just ask a friend to read through a section and give you their honest opinion. Remember, feedback is a gift, even when it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Constructive criticism helps you identify areas for improvement and ultimately strengthens your work. And amidst all the hard work, don't forget to celebrate your wins. Finished a chapter? Treat yourself to something nice. Got positive feedback on a draft? Do a little victory dance, because staying motivated is a marathon, not a sprint. So pace yourself, celebrate your accomplishments, and remember, you've got this. So there you have it. 5 killer techniques to tackle your thesis head-on. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint, but with the right approach, you can cross that finish line with a sense of accomplishment, and maybe even a little bit of sanity intact. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more academic survival tips and tricks. And until next time, happy writing.